interview I'm doing on the show till date. Tell me a bit about what you do at Air Tahiti, Jessy.
So I'm in charge of all the digital aspects for the airline. So it starts with the marketing for sure. It goes a little bit beyond with everything related to online sales, tracking, analytics, following marketing investments, and also a big part of that is our CRM.
One of the big news, of course, is the new Tahitian Dreamliner. You just
Yeah.
have got the 787, but let's be real. You're not the first. Air New Zealand has it. Qantas has it. Lots of airlines in the region have it. So what's unique about the Tahitian Dreamliner?
I think this is the fingerprint, the Tahitian, the Polynesian touch that you can feel everywhere, from outside to inside. So you have the tattoos which we have put on the livery with
there's a new livery with the tattoos on.
Yes, correct. So this is a refresh of the livery because the previous livery of our Airbus had a very good success. Even since 20 years, it was one of the most beautiful aircraft in the world. And when we did this brand refresh and this new project with the Boeing, and that we called the Tahitian Dreamliner, our spirit was not to change everything. It was to keep what was working, but to add the Polynesian and Tahitian touch on it. So the colors are more stronger, but the tattoos, which are inspiring different Tahitian and Polynesian spirit and strengths, such as the albatross, who represents freedom, the tiki high, which watch over our flights, providing symbolic protection. Ocean waves represent our ancestral home, life, and continuity. Fish hooks are a symbol of prosperity, etc., etc.
So now these are very unique aspects of Tahiti that you're trying to bring out. Are these communicated to the passengers? How is this translated into the passenger experience?
We still have the Tahitian national carrier, so world-class hospitality. As soon as you step on board, you have this beautiful cherry flower, which is unique, and the ambassadorship of the islands of Tahiti everywhere.
Every passenger gets this flower upon board?
Yeah. As soon as you step on board, yes, you have this cherry flower, which smells very good. And this is unique. We are the only airline, and in terms of differentiation, this is why we focus on the Tahitian vibration, Tahitian touch, because this is something which other airlines cannot compete with. They cannot copy what we are doing. We are the strength and the power of the islands of Tahiti. We have the smiling face of our people in terms of culture, in terms of, of service. How do you feel on board? How our flight attendants are working, and it makes all these combinations of factors between the Boeing, the Tahitian touch, the culture of our crew, etc., makes it really authentic in terms of experience, in-flight experience. As soon as you step on board, as soon as you see this aircraft, this livery, you see the Polynesian spirit.
Is this the same flower that's on the back of the tail?
This is it.
Okay, very, very interesting. I believe it's not just the new plane and not just the new livery. You've just come up with a new safety video as well, isn't it?
Yes, completely. We launched a couple of weeks ago a new safety video, which is highlighting, of course, the different aspects of the security and safety on board. But our main focus was to also deliver, mix this with all the Polynesian and Tahitian.
So images, like scenes.
Images, yes.
Let's focus on your customer, the leisure traveler, right? Now, this is a very different use case. People are just flying you once, maybe for the honeymoon, or maybe for a retirement trip, right? they're not likely to fly you 20 times in a month like major carriers, and that's how CRM and loyalty works. How is your use case different for this one-time passenger? Where does CRM come in?
This is true. It was part of the challenge we had. The CRM is taking into account all these elements, our environment, the fact that we only have a part, mainly Polynesian, some in France because of the proximity between the French Polynesia and the French citizen. So we have repeater rates, which is not great, but the main point is how we can improve the customer journey, how we can improve our marketing investments, how we can follow what our people want, how we can create, even if the repeaters are not a big part today, how can we create a mechanism, retention strategies to be able to have them and convince them to come back to Tahiti, because it's true that compared to other airlines, other destinations, we have a big repeater rates. People come back, such as Hawaii, etc. And Tahiti, it's far, it's a little bit more expensive. So of course, yes, you will have some challenges, but and this is why we choose to work with Salesforce, because they are a very good partner in terms also to develop our marketing, because in terms of challenge, like you say, if we do not have a repeater, it means that our main focus is to go and create, all this commercial pipeline, create new leads, new prospects, having their contact and transform them, having them transforming them being into customers. When you book a card, the cycles are approximately of 5 years. That's why, you book a car, in 5 years you will book another one. So that's why maybe we will move to that type of strategy, meaning that with longer marketing and sales processes than any other airline that could, yes, of course, play on the loyalty, fidelity, repeat business, retention, etc., etc.
You also serve markets which are very diverse, from Los Angeles to Paris to Auckland, right? How do you change your strategy for these different markets? In fact, what is the biggest market for Air Tahiti? Is it Americans? Is it the French? Is it?
We have 3 main markets. The first one is the US market. Then we have France and French Polynesia.
Okay.
And beside we have New Zealand, but New Zealand is a small market. We only have a few flights per week going there. And we also have Tokyo, Japan, which is also connecting to all the rest of the Asia, such as Chinese, etc., etc. So in terms of, we also accompany we help, the tourism development. So yes, we can do charter flights for specific Chinese group, etc., etc. But this is, yes, and there are different strategy in front of each market, and we have dedicated and strong regional teams which are dedicated to put this strategy and to optimize everything.
So how do you compete? How do you stay ahead of competition like United, the new domestic startup, and other airlines like Air Tahiti?
I think that this is what I said before. We are the world's most immersive travel experience. We are the world's most immersive airline. And when you are on a leisure trip, what you want to have is you want to feel in Tahiti as soon as you step on board. In terms of product, services, etc., I'm not sure any airlines could compete with Air Tahiti Nui. I do not say that because I work for them, but it's true that as soon as you, and I hope you will have the chance someday to fly with us, and you will really feel this difference as part of this culture, the flowers, the dress of the flight attendants, etc., etc., how we serve you on board, and this is, yes, this is the spirit, and this is the strength of the Polynesian culture. So of course we have some some weaknesses compared to big airlines, major airlines, because of their network, etc. But we have alliances, we have culture partnership with American. We develop a lot and a strong culture, and like on the, maybe I want to say, like on the Air New Zealand model, even for a small country, we try to what we are looking for is the number one position.
Yeah. Well, I do know that competitors in the region look up to you and want to get where Air Tahiti Nui is in terms of being related with the destination, in terms of being a strong leisure carrier. And I, of course, look forward to flying you sometime soon enough. But what is it that excites you the most about the future?
About the future?
Yes.
Good question. I think that we clearly are looking for this CRM implementation coming. We will start early 2019. The deployment on all our markets. This is a great tool. This is a great partnership in terms of digitalization, in terms of opportunities to follow, track, generate new qualification, follow the commercial pipeline from suspect, prospect, approach, negotiation, from a B2C perspective, but also from a B2B perspective. We also have to put our customers, they are in the driver's seats. They can choose what they want. We can deliver more and more great experience, great in-flight experience, and we want them to feel, like they are something. They are someone. How do you say that? I do not have the word.
Like special.
Really special. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Really special.
Yeah, that's fantastic, because you're using technology to deliver an experience that makes you really unique. So I look forward to coming on board Air Tahiti Nui and receiving the flower and experiencing the new Dreamliner as well. Jessy, thank you very much for sharing your perspectives, and I really enjoyed this.
Thank you, Shashank. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to see you, and good to see that everything is going well.